everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Ahmad Alashqar. In my presentation, I will compare the play Hamlet and Macbeth, and I'm going to talk briefly for a few minutes. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer them. Here are the aspects that I will discuss in my presentation. First of all, I want to clarify the most important elements of Shakespeare's tragedy, like a tragic hero, foul revenge, a dichotomy of good and evil, the hero's tragic flaw, greed, a tragic worst, etc. etc. Now, let's move to the first part of the presentation. I will compare Macbeth and Hamlet. Now, there is three witches tell the Scotch general Macbeth that he will be king of Scotland, encouraged by his wife. Now Macbeth kills the king, becomes the new king, and kills more people out of Baronia. Civil war erupts to overthrow Macbeth, resulting in more death. Now about Hamlet, as we know, the ghost of the king of Denmark tells his son Hamlet to avenge his murder by killing the new king, Hamlet's uncle. Now Hamlet feigns madness, contemplates life and death, and seeks revenge. His uncle, fearing for his life, also devises plots to kill Hamlet. The play ends with a duel during which the king, queen, Hamlet's opponent, and Hamlet himself are all killed. Yes, we come to the next point. Now, I want to compare the female characters in each of the two plays. Now, Ophelia is innocent and simple, while Lady Macbeth is cruel and cunning. Ophelia, she cannot exercise power over Hamlet at all, but Lady Macbeth, she can usually exercise power over Macbeth. Ophelia, she is driven mad by Hamlet, Polonius, and Laertes, but Lady Macbeth, she become mad because of her inner guilt. Okay, now we come to the third point. And actually, I would like to explain the similarities of the plays. The first thing we know, Hamlet and Macbeth are both tragedies. Hamlet and Macbeth were both characters that had some power and were both betrayed. The main characters were both driven to madness but different reasons. Also, the opening of Hamlet involves a supernatural, as does the opening of Macbeth. In both the plays, the presentation of the supernatural began to lead to the final downfall of each of the characters. As well, in both instances, the characters gave into the nagging supernatural beliefs, and hence they lost their life. Now, in both the plays, the main characters are slightly suspicious of the actual powers these supernatural figures have. Horatio, we know Horatio in Hamlet and Banquo in Macbeth share the same loyalty to the main characters, and the final both plays portray the king. In Hamlet, it is King Claudius, the king of Denmark, who is Hamlet's uncle, and in Macbeth, it is King Duncan, the king of Scotland. Finally, I would like to raise briefly the differences between Macbeth and Hamlet. The first thing, Hamlet has driven to madness from surrounding himself with revenge and hate, while Macbeth, madness was driven from this prediction along with his greed. The second, Hamlet takes a long time to seek the revenge he promised his father's ghost that he would seek. He tends to overthink matters, while Macbeth tends to act very quickly and rashly. Then Hamlet dies heroic death, while Macbeth dies a far less noble death, as he is considered a murderer. The final thing, the witches can be seen by anyone they approach, that in Macbeth, but the ghost of King Hamlet is only seen by Hamlet himself. Okay, here are some questions that, of course, have been clarified in the presentation. Discuss with yourself, and I will be with you if you need something. And that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question about anything, I would be happy to answer your question. inshallah. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum